The scent of bleach and expensive cologne never mix the way you expect. One promises cleanliness, the other whispers of secrets that should stay buried. Tonight, 62 floors above Seoul, both hung in the air like a warning she should have heeded. Girl, listen, I need you to understand something about Amara. This woman survived things that would break most people clean in half. 28 years old, 5 feet 6 inches of quiet strength wrapped in brown skin that glowed like copper under harsh lights. She learned long ago that being invisible meant staying alive. Her cleaning cart rattled down the marble hallway, Italian marble, cost more per square foot than her apartment per year. Her uniform hung 2 sizes too big. The name tag read Maria because the agency said Hispanic names caused less trouble than African ones. The penthouse was supposed to be empty, clean between 2 and 4 a.m. when the owner was never home. Except tonight, the owner was very much present. She heard them before she saw them. Male voices speaking rapid Korean. The kind of conversation that decides whether people live or vanish. Do you know what happens when 2 people from completely different universes collide? She was about to find out. Her cart had already crossed the threshold. Backing out would draw more attention. She turned slowly, eyes on the ground. Submissive, invisible, safe. 5 men occupied the living area, but it was the 5th who made her breath catch, Kang Jun-ho. She knew that face, from files stolen from her father's study 15 years ago. Before the fire, before she lost everyone who mattered, he stood over 6 feet tall, lean muscle in a black suit, sharp jaw, sharper eyes, beautiful if it wasn't so terrifying. Those dark eyes found her now. "Why is the cleaning woman here?" he asked in Korean, not acknowledging her directly. "Scheduling mistake, boss." The subordinate's voice trembled. Jun-ho's lip curled. Then he looked at her and spoke words that would change everything. "What is a dirty black woman doing in my house?" His Korean dripped with contempt. "These creatures are disgusting, just standing there. Girl, I need you to sit with that." The men laughed, certain she couldn't understand a syllable. They were catastrophically wrong. 15 years of hiding, 15 years of being Maria, being nobody, being safe, and this monster had just spit on everything she buried. She raised her eyes, met his gaze, watched confusion ripple across his features. Then she opened her mouth. "They say even if a tiger catches you, you survive if you keep your wits." Her Korean was native perfect. Years of immersion, bedtime stories from loving parents, a childhood in the city he believed he owned. The room went silent. Jun-ho's smirk vanished, replaced by shock, and something like fascination. "But do you know what's scarier than a tiger?" she continued. "A house cat convinced it's a tiger." She stepped closer, until she could see gold flecks in his dark eyes. One man reached for his waist. Jun-ho raised a hand. All movement stopped. "Who are you?" Barely a whisper. "I'm the woman finishing cleaning your apartment, unless you want to continue this, but my Korean includes words your grandmother would weep to hear." She turned her back on the most dangerous man in Seoul, walked to her cart like she hadn't just committed social suicide. By the way, if this story has you hooked, hit subscribe so you don't miss how it ends. We're just getting started. Everyone out. Now. His men filed out. The door clicked, just the 2 of them. City glittering 62 floors below. "You're not actually a cleaning woman," she sprayed the window. "I'm literally cleaning your windows right now." "That's not what I meant. I know what you meant. But what should concern you is what you revealed about yourself. And what's that? That you're exactly who I suspected. Small, cruel, so insecure you tear down a woman with a mop to feel significant." His jaw tightened. "Do you know who I am? Kang Jun-ho. Took control of the syndicate at 26 after your father's sudden retirement." She let it hang. They both knew his father hadn't retired. 60% of Incheon shipping. Reputation for ruthless but fair. Except fairness doesn't extend to people you consider beneath you. She grabbed her cart. "Wait." The word seemed torn from him. "What's your name? Your real name? You haven't earned that yet." And she walked out. In 34 years, no one had spoken to Jun-ho like that. No one had looked at him with contempt and fearlessness combined. No one had turned their back and walked away. He stood surrounded by evidence of his power and felt something he hadn't experienced since childhood. Curiosity, and underneath it, something more dangerous. The first crack in walls he'd spent his life building. Find that woman. Everything about her. Real name. Where she learned Korean. Everything. He walked to the window she'd cleaned, her circular motions still visible, fading slowly. For the first time in years, Kang Jun-ho smiled. It wasn't a nice smile. Amara's hands didn't shake until the elevator doors closed. She slid down the wall. Stupid. 15 years of hiding, thrown away because some gangster wounded her pride. But it wasn't just pride. It was every time she'd been looked through, every time reduced to skin color, every time she swallowed truth to stay safe. Tonight, she spit it back. First full breath in 15 years. But she knew. She'd become visible to Seoul's most dangerous man, one you couldn't hide from, and part of her wanted to see what happens next. 3 days later, supervisor's office, she expected termination. You've been reassigned. Penthouse, exclusive contract, triple pay. Mr. Park was sweating, this tyrant who terrorized staff daily, sweating like he faced consequences. What if I decline? People don't decline, Mr. Kang. What if I quit? Then he'll find you regardless. Whatever you set up there, he's interested now. She should have run, packed bags, disappeared again. But eventually, exhaustion wins. Eventually, you stop looking over your shoulder. She signed the papers. Next night, he was waiting. You came back. You didn't give alternatives. Everyone has alternatives. You chose to return. Why? Maybe I'm curious what happens next. He rose, moved like water, close enough she could smell his cologne, storms and dark rooms and choices that couldn't be undone. Everyone exists somewhere. Everyone has a thread that unravels everything. And you want to pull mine. I want to understand why a woman speaking native Korean, quoting my grandmother's proverbs, knowing things about me that aren't public, is scrubbing floors at 3 a.m. Maybe I'm exactly what I appear. Maybe. He touched a strand of escaped hair. But I don't believe that. She should have stepped back. She didn't. What do you believe? That you're running for a long time, and you're exhausted. Everyone runs from something, but not everyone stops. Not everyone looks at the monster chasing them and says, "You don't frighten me." Are you the monster here? I've been called worse, by people who know you or fear you. Is there a difference? For some men, no, but I think you wish there was. Somewhere under those suits and cold eyes is someone tired of being feared. The air charged between them. Careful. Keep talking like that and I might believe you see me. Would that be terrible? He pulled back. The warmth vanished. Get to work. Use the main elevator when you finish. Not service. Why? Because you're not the help anymore. You're something else. I haven't determined what. He disappeared into his study. She stood alone, heart pounding, hands steadier than in years. She didn't understand the game, but she didn't want it to end. Here's what nobody tells you about falling for dangerous men. It happens slowly, glances lasting too long, questions revealing too much, silences more intimate than conversation. 3 moments mattered over the following weeks. First week, his study. She cleaned while he worked. What's your favorite Seoul memory? From before. Cherry blossoms in Uido. My father took me every spring. Your father, someone important, someone who mattered to me, was. People leave. He didn't push. Second week. One of his men looked at her like dirt. Jun-ho noticed. That man didn't work there the next day. He forgot his manners, I reminded him. Third week. She found him on the balcony, city below. 62 floors from ordinary life. My mother loved heights. She said up here you could pretend the world was simpler. Amara stood beside him, close, not touching. What happened to her? Same thing that happens in my world. She became leverage, then a casualty. I'm sorry. Don't be. I made them pay. Everyone. She should have been horrified. Part of her was. but a larger part understood. Is that why you do this? The power, everything. It's all I've known. He looked at her. But lately, I've questioned if that's true. What changed? You, the word hung between them. You looked at me like a person, not boss or monster or means to an end. Do you understand how rare that is for someone like me? Maybe you've been looking wrong places. Maybe. He faced her fully. Or maybe everywhere was wrong until you walked in with a mop and called me a house cat pretending to be a tiger. I was furious. I know. You deserved it. I know. He took her hand. I've been cruel my whole life. Only language I knew. But when you showed me what I looked like through your eyes, nobody ever had that courage. What did you see? Someone I didn't want to be. His thumb traced circles on her palm. Tell me your real name, please. This man who never asked, who took what he wanted, asking her. 15 years of hiding. Exhaustion 1. Amara Okonkwo Reyes, daughter of Ambassador James Okonkwo. His grip tightened. The ambassador killed 15 years ago, here in Seoul, with his wife and daughter. The daughter survived. Reports said, reports were wrong. She pulled free, stepped back. Warmth replaced by something terrible. My mother hid me in a closet, told me not to make a sound no matter what. I obeyed. Through her screaming, through the shots, through smoke filling the house, I stayed until flames got close, then ran. I've been running since. Jun-ho looked like she'd shot him. The men who did it. Do you know who? I know who gave the order. She met his eyes. Your father. The words detonated. He staggered. Hand on the railing. That's not possible. Your father controlled everything here for decades. Every elimination needed his approval. The ambassador's death was blamed on rivals because your father needed that. It justified the war that made him more powerful. His face went pale. How do you know? 15 years finding out. I came to Seoul 6 months ago with evidence. The cleaning job gave access. Your penthouse was supposed to be empty. But I was here. You were here. You said what you said. I couldn't stay invisible anymore. My father passed 3 years ago. I can't undo what he did. I know, but I can give you truth, all of it. Every document, every person involved. Why? Because his sins aren't mine, but his legacy is my responsibility, and because you became the only person who sees something other than a monster. What if that's what you are? Then at least I'll be one who did one right thing. Why do you care what I think? I don't know. That terrifies me more than anything in years. The honesty cracked something in her. Something frozen 15 years beginning to thaw. Files arrived over following weeks, documents spanning decades, names, dates, devastating connections. Her father wasn't random. He was specifically chosen. Ambassador Okonkwo had been building a case against the syndicate, evidence of shipping routes, money laundering, weeks from presenting to authorities. They eliminated him, made it look political. My father believed in preemptive solutions. Jun-ho stood across the room. My mother wasn't a threat. She was a translator, a poet. She was collateral. In his world, no innocent bystanders. And what am I? The consequence he never anticipated. The daughter who survived and came back to destroy you. Is that what you want? A month ago, yes. Burn everything. Now. I don't know. I focused so long on truth I never planned what to do with it. What about revenge? Won't bring them back. Your father's gone. Most lieutenants disappeared. Maybe not enough. Or maybe what matters is who you choose to be now. Silence. Surrounded by paper trails of old sins. I had nightmares after my mother died, found the men responsible, did terrible things in dreams. Did they stop when I found them, replaced by different ones? Now I dream about becoming my father. Have you? Thought I hadn't. Until you showed me who I was. That night when you said those things. I'll spend my life ashamed. My mother said people reveal themselves in unguarded moments. Then I showed my worst. Yes, but every night since, something different. I don't know which is real. He closed the distance. hand finding hers. Maybe both. Maybe I'm capable of being the monster and the man who wants better. We're contradictions choosing which parts win. What she did next surprised everyone. She kissed him, not gentle. 15 years of grief pouring through contact. He responded immediately, hand cupping her face like something precious. They pulled apart, breathing hard, foreheads touching. This doesn't fix anything. I know. I don't know if I can forgive what your family did. I wouldn't ask. Then what are we doing? Choosing who we want to be together, regardless of past. And who do you want to be? The man who makes you safe, who proves his father's sins don't define his future. That's a lot to promise. I keep my promises. 2 weeks later, she walked into chaos. Jun-ho's men everywhere, urgent, grim, something catastrophically wrong. She found him in his study, shirt stained dark. What happened? Sniper. Leaving the restaurant. My driver didn't make it. You're hurt. Why not hospital? Hospitals ask questions. Let me see. The wound was a graze. She'd treated worse on herself during years of running. You've done this before, once or twice. She finished bandaging. He caught her wrist. About the shooter. We captured support team. The hit was ordered by Park Sung-min. Who? My father's lieutenant, one who planned the operation against your family 15 years ago. Blood drained from her face. He discovered I've been giving you information, sees it as betrayal. By feelings for you, he considers unacceptable, because of my race, because of everything. You make me want to be different than what they trained. Where is he now? Underground. Not enough support to stay hidden forever. Let me help. Absolutely not. He's one of the men who killed my parents. She pulled free. I have 15 years of intelligence. I know things your people don't. Then you put yourself in his crosshairs. I've been in crosshairs before. This is different. How? Because I cannot lose you. After finally finding someone who sees me, I won't watch you walk into danger. And I can't hide while that man walks free. Two immovable forces. Together, he said finally. My way, my resources, my protection. If it's not enough, we adapt, as partners. I have something to lose now. The admission surprised them both. I know. That's why we have to be smart. 3 weeks of coded messages and near misses. Learning to trust beyond words. Becoming partners in war neither chose. She learned how he operated, the way his hand rested on her back over maps, how he looked at her when he thought she wasn't watching. He learned her skills from 15 years of survival, languages, contacts, sharp tactical mind behind the mop. They became something neither expected, a team, then finally a location, Incheon, abandoned warehouse near the port. She recognized it, where my father investigated, before. The symmetry wasn't lost. They entered together. Park Sung-min waited with remaining loyalists, older than photos, gray, heavy, same cold eyes from 15-year-old documents. The survivor grew up. Your father would be proud. Don't speak about my father. Why not? I knew him. Good man, principled. That's what made him dangerous. Principled men don't bend. They break. Jun-ho stepped forward. This is over. The old man laughed, gone soft. Your father would be disgusted. My father created monsters. I'm trying to stop being one. By falling for some black woman with a mop, he spat, disgrace to everything we built. Amara felt Jun-ho tense. She stepped forward first. You killed my parents because they threatened business, tried to kill Jun-ho because he threatened your pride, but here's what you never understood. She walked closer. Within reach of the man who haunted 15 years of nightmares, principled people don't break, neither do those who love them. Love. His laugh ugly. You think he loves you? He's Kang Jun-ho. Loves nothing but power. You're wrong. Jun-ho's voice from behind her. I love her. Clear and absolute. I'll spend my life proving it. Fear flickered across Park Sung-min's face. He understood. Jun-ho had changed, capable of choosing love over legacy. Men like Park Sung-min couldn't survive in that world. Take him. Anticlimactic. No firefight. Just an old man in handcuffs. Consequences 15 years overdue. She watched until he disappeared. It's over. Is it? The part that haunted you. The hiding. He reached for her hand. That's over. What comes next? Whatever we want. 1 month later. Same penthouse, same windows, everything different. Because she was different. He entered, still in his suit. But when he saw her, everything transformed. You're early. Wanted to see the sunset. My mother said sunsets were the universe promising tomorrow would come. She sounds incredible. She was. Would have hated you. He laughed. Most mothers would, but she'd recognize something in you. She turned to face him. She said people reveal themselves in unguarded moments. That night you revealed one truth. I'll never stop being ashamed, but every night since, another truth. About who you choose to be. And who is that? Someone worth knowing. She touched his face. Worth loving. He kissed her palm. I need to give you something. He pulled out an envelope. Official seals. Everything to reclaim your identity. Proof Amara Okonkwo Reyes survived. You don't have to be invisible anymore. Tears spilled down her cheeks. There's more. He stepped back, slowly, deliberately, lowered to one knee. His hands were shaking. I kneel not as apology. Those words can never be taken back. I'll carry that shame forever. I kneel as acknowledgement of who you are, what you survived, the strength to stand before a monster and not flinch. He looked up, eyes wet. My father's people took everything. I can't give it back, but I can give my loyalty, protection, heart, whatever you want. For as long as you want, I am yours. She looked at this man who transformed from enemy to something without words, who started by dehumanizing her and ended kneeling at her feet. She remembered what she said that first night. House cats pretending to be tigers. He wasn't pretending anymore. Stopped the moment he chose her over legacy. Get up. He rose, uncertain. I didn't stand before you so you'd spend life on your knees. She took his face. I did it because I recognized something worth fighting for, worth staying. Does that mean we start over? Not crime lord and cleaning woman, not murderer's son and victim's daughter, just Amara and Jun-ho, 2 people who chose each other despite everything. I love you. I love you too. He kissed her, soft and full of promise. Outside, sun finished setting over Seoul. She remembered the proverb about tigers and survival. But he wasn't a cat pretending to be a tiger, and house cats who think they're tigers. They never stood a chance. That's their story. The mob boss who insulted a cleaning woman and discovered she was brave enough to show him who he really was. The orphan who came for revenge and found something more valuable. They're still together, still navigating his world and the one she's building. Still choosing each other every day. Until next time, stay beautiful, stay strong, never let anyone make you feel invisible.